Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Small Town Cook channel. I'm your host Kevin Dobson, and today we're making an easy peasy lunch meal that you can have within half an hour with a couple of brewskis on your porch. This is going to be spiced lamb balls, just with a spiced couscous also, and just a raw vegetable salad to really freshen it all up with a beetroot hummus. This is going to be delish. All right guys, first off, we want to get this hummus started. So can of chickpeas, I use a raw beetroot here. So we're going to boil it up and kind of get that rawness out of the beetroot. So I want to put some baking paper down because beetroot, as we all know, just bleeds, yeah? So we'll take off the top of that, all pre-washed, and don't be too alarmed with you taking chunks of the beetroot off like that and just dicing that up to a nice small chunks. All right, and that in turn goes into a wee pot here. Bang that in. All right, we want 2 garlic cloves, guys. Just smash those up. And again, just squeeze them out. Come on, baby. That was quite a big garlic clove, so I'm just gonna do the one. Open these up. The whole can of chickpeas, brined and all. It is all right. A little bit of water just to top it up, just to cover that. Maybe half a cup, and get that onto a boil. Put a little bit of salt in there as well. Also, if you want to speed this up again, chuck a pan on top, get it boiling straight away. Right, our next move is just to make our lamb spice. So we've got some lean mince here. About 400 grams, should be more than enough to feed about 3 of you. The spices we're using are all ground today. So I've got some cumin, coriander, some smoked paprika, onion and garlic powder, okay? I'm gonna use some of this mint now because it's going a little bit limp, and it's just also nice to put some fresh mint in that lamb mint just to freshen up just a little bit. You're using all those powders in there. Now, we're not putting eggs or anything like that, and here I use natural yogurt, which is just, it gives more moisture, and you're kind of taking that fat away with the lean lamb mince. And then let's add a little bit of yogurt in here. So I'm just gonna add 2 tablespoons. We're just gonna season that up with some salt and some pepper. You can do this with a spoon if you don't really like raw meat in between your hands, and just mix that all together. Now we're gonna let this kind of marinate and sink in a little bit. I mean, I know it's funny because it's mince and we're not really marinating it and such, but just get those spices kind of in the yogurt and in the lamb, and then let it sit for a while just on the bench while we prep our raw vegetable salad, okay? All right, today guys, I'm gonna do this on a big board. If you've got a big board, these things are awesome to kind of have friends and cater around and everything with. They're just super easy and just super nice for everyone to kind of jump on into. So we're just gonna shave the vegetable salad straight onto the chopping board. I've got my handy mandolin. We're gonna take we've got a small fennel bulb here, just cut that in half. You can take out this little root here, which is in the center, just by cutting that core straight down like a little V and a little bit deep. So you can do that. And then I just like nice long shaves of this. Beautiful. All right guys, so we're gonna get that couscous on. So first off, I need to make a flavored stock. Now, normally people just pour boiling water or jug boiling water straight over their couscous, but it's like you're missing a complete step there. We can just flavor this up so much more. So I've got a cup of chicken stock in here, a nice slug of olive oil as well, some sumac as well in there. I'm gonna put 1 juice of a lemon in here. Also squeeze a little bit over my fennel. That's gonna stop that going brown. All right, into our water again, some salt, pepper. I'll use that garlic that I didn't use for the beetroot. I'll just stick that in the water. That's gonna flavor it up. Everything's there, you know? So first off, we're gonna start with the carrot. Just running my knife back through these. You can hear our chicken stock starting to boil up with our lovely olive oil in there, the garlic. Once it pours over the couscous, I only need to wrap it and let it steep for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Radishes, again, just slicing up. All right, I'm just gonna take a wedge of this off on the back here. I'll use the rest for a stir fry tonight, I think. Amazing color this as well, the purple cabbage, you know? And if people don't like carrot or they don't like fennel or they don't like raw onion, you've got it all separate for them. And that's the beauty of it, you know? That's all about sharing, is kind of keeping those things a little bit separate, understanding that there's different people at the table, you know? It's not just you eating that. You got to think about all of these things when preparing meals for mates. Now I'm just going to take that chicken stock and pour that over my couscous, ensuring that I've got my Glad wrap in hand. Just pouring it just to kind of get that perfect. You can do this in a bigger bowl as well. It makes it a lot easier. Kind of put the strain on myself fluffing this now in this tiny bowl, but hey. All right, starting with tomatoes, nice and easy with a serrated knife. I'm just gonna dice these up. Nice and thick. Mint and lamb work very well, especially in my country. All right, I ran out of it. So, I've got backup. And this just adds color, freshness, all the good things, guys. I mean, look at this already, this board of joy. We're gonna have some nice toasted flatbreads that I got from the local bakery. Okay, so we've got hot hummus, okay, well, hot chickpeas and beetroot, so we wanna cool this down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour everything in there, okay? And then, here's the trick. I'm gonna add 5 ice cubes. That's gonna instantly melt down into water, but it's also gonna cool that mix down. Now, I want to add a glug of extra virgin olive oil. Some pistachio dukkha. I made this like last week, so yeah. Dukkha is technically, you know, coriander. It's an Egyptian spice, heaps of nuts, sesame seeds, cumin if you like. You can just add cumin powder and a little bit of coriander and lemon juice to your hummus, however you like it. I think you've all got your own recipes that you like following, but this is just me just chucking something together for these wraps for today. Never forget the old tahini, sesame paste. You're all thinking that as well. He's gonna forget the tahini. No, did I not? And I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of that in. Okay, bang, bang, bang. See how I put all the kind of liquidy stuff on the top? Now I'm gonna squeeze this down, tighten that lid on, down and whip. All right guys, that bad boy's done. Now moving on to the couscous. Take it off. That's been sitting for about 3 minutes now. Just want to get a fork, or if you've got a small whisk or something like that to use, just picking out that garlic that we put in before to flavor it up. It smells delicious. We're just gonna roll that back and just fluff that couscous up, guys. Fluff it up. Making sure no lumps are in that. Just gently does it, yeah? You can use a bigger bowl, obviously. Idiot Kevin didn't think about it, really. We're just gonna fluff this straight into our other bowl. And just see how it's stuck on the bottom there? Don't scoop it all out, just grind it back with your fork. All right guys, so we've cooled this down a little bit with ice. It will still be a little bit warm, but it's not gonna be piping hot, you know? And as soon as we get that into another bowl, it's gonna cool down. You'll be fine. Look at the color and that pinkness. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that spoon in there because no one likes making that many dishes. Okay guys, now we've had a little bit of a tidy up, and please tidy up when I say tidy up, you know, do a few of the dishes. We don't like a sink full of dishes here. We're gonna cook away at the lamb now. I'm just gonna put a medium saucepan on the heat, get it kind of rocking hot, you know, before you add the oil. And with these bad boys, we're just kind of gonna scoop and put straight into there. We're not gonna shape them and make all these crazy things. I like them to be a little bit random. Bit of uniqueness, I reckon. You can use a spoon or a teaspoon, whatever you grab first, just like me. And also, we're gonna grill off these flatbreads at the same time. Now with these flatbreads, you don't have to go out to your bakery and buy flatbreads. You You can use pita breads, anything. This would be even amazing if you just chucked it into a salad bowl and smushed it down with some nice hummus and everything. You don't have to have the wraps, but I really do love a nice vessel. So this vessel is probably a little bit big for me, depending on how hungry you are. You can have, you know, the whole thing. But I'm gonna brush some olive oil over this first, just to freshen it up as well. I just bought it yesterday, so we're just gonna put some olive oil over that. And then I'm just gonna brush that on. And now with some of that dukkha, because I really like this stuff, but it doesn't stay fresh for that long. So just put some over the top and we're gonna get that toasted off, and that's gonna bring through all those spices of that sesame seed, all that loveliness. Pan should be about hot now. Yep. Go in with our olive oil. Now with these, don't even like stress about them being just similar sizes so they kind of cook at the same time. And we're just gonna chuck those in. So kind of half a golf ball, I guess. I feel that char pan coming up at the same heat. So we're gonna chuck this flatbread in. It's a bit too big for my wee char pan, so I'm gonna cut it down a wee bit. I'm gonna slice it here in half. And again, guys, just adjust to what you're cooking. If you don't even have a char grill, just use a pan. You don't have to use a char grill, just because I've got one. And just push that down with your hand when you hit that bread. Just push it down and you can kind of feel the oil bubbles kind of popping away on the top, and that's going to give it that nice charness that you want. It will do exactly the same in the pan as well. These are starting to smell really good. You want that kind of, you want to let them go on one side for quite a while and get nice and kind of crispy and all the rest of it. And then you can kind of, as it kind of cooks through the meat, you can kind of just give it a quick flip, cook the other side for about 1 minute, and then straight off onto your plate. Get that nice char on the bread there. Once you've got that, if you want it a wee bit more, get it a wee bit more. Don't be afraid, you cook, guys. You're the ones cooking. I like it a wee bit darker, okay? I can hear that lamb now starting to rustle. I'm gonna have a look at it now. At some of the first ones I put in, it's starting to caramelize up nicely. I wanna keep it going. All right, I reckon I'm gonna flip that lamb now. Just starting with your spoon or your pair of tongs, whatever you got, just giving a little flick. Hello. Little flick. Lovely. All right, I reckon I'm gonna come out with that. Because really you only need that char on kind of one side of it. Doesn't really matter. My lamb's nearly gonna be ready. I haven't got time to wait. Time to go, time to eat. Crack open a beer, enjoy the rest of the Sunday. So just cutting these in half or whatever you got, and I just fold them up just so I get a little bit more lift on the plate. All right, guys, that bread's coming off. Most of that lamb fat now has been all sucked up to lushness. We're just gonna lay that onto the board wherever you see fit. Those last bits of lamb bits out on the plate. All right, guys, and this would also go lovely with some feta, but I don't have any, so it's all right without it. You can use some normal yogurt with the hummus, you know, and the couscous, and just wrap this bad boy up. It is going to be delicious. Now, if you wrap that out to your boys out on the balcony or in the lounge room or wherever, everyone's gonna be happy with it. Everyone is gonna be impressed. That is a banging lunch, and good on you for giving it a go. Guys, if you like this recipe here from Small Town Cook channel, please subscribe, hit the notifications button, and also feel free to follow me on Instagram for all my weekly tips and tricks.